Are you I guess the Rifftrax is on the 20th of August. That's next Thursday.
Yeah.
Are y'all going to be performing it live at a particular venue, or?
Yeah, it's going to be live in Nashville and then going out to the 430 some theaters.
Yeah. This will be the first time y'all have ever done this, right? As far as.
Yeah, we've done live shows before. We've done them a few times. Kind of got started with the San Francisco Sketch Festival. We would go up there and do. We did the Stallone movie Over the Top once, and we did Daredevil, and then we did Plan 9 live here in San Diego. So we're used to and love these live events, but it'll just be fun to have it have a whole bunch more people be able to see it.
Are you going to be, since you already had your solo DVD, and then there's the Rifftrax DVDs, this going to be following pretty much a similar script for the live show, or are you leaving it more open for improv, or?
We always work it over. Kind of every one that we've done is different, and obviously it has a little bit of a different feel, and we do leave a little bit open for improv. But yeah, we just find there are certain sections of the movie that we like to change, and this one we've sort of gone from top to bottom. I won't say that it's going to be different from top to bottom, but we like to play around with different things and kind of find new themes each time we do it.
With this one, did y'all pick Plan 9 for a specific reason? Like, I know that Roadhouse is one of your favorites. Was that just more of a rights issue, or
Yeah, that's part of it, but also something that has marquee appeal, because there's going to be people just showing up at the theater and they're going to look at it, and it's got to be a movie that I think is fun on its own, and if you have something that people have never heard of, it's kind of it's just a harder sell, and I think that Plan 9 is really fun, and even people who have seen it before just love to review it. And I will say it's a beautiful HD print of this thing, and it does somehow enhance the the cheesiness of it to be able to see it in this glorious print.
Is it going to be the colorized version or the black and white version?
It's the colorized, yeah.
Yes, okay.
It's very, very nicely restored.
Have you, as far as with working on this, when you've done the Rifftrax, and I know you went through this sometimes with Mystery Science Theater, like with Joe Don Baker and whatnot, but have y'all had to experience any sort of blowback from any of this? Like, as far as people, like either fans getting angry, or people who are really passionate about a certain movie or a certain actor or anything like that?
Oh, sure. I mean, it happens. There are thousands of people who see it, and I think if you are really personally committed to a certain film and we take it on, it's got to be tough. But part of the thing that we do is it's not entertaining to just sit there and rag on the film
Yeah, that was
call it.
Yeah.
And to call it crappy, and that's not entertaining. What we do is just more of a, it's much more laugh along with us on this. So there's no mean-spirited thing about it. So we don't get a lot because of that. I think we're pretty sensitive to that.
I was trying to. I had a roommate at one point, and I had I think it was I had a Zombie Nightmare.
What's that? Sorry,
did I
cut out there for a second.
Okay.
Yeah,
I had a roommate, and he was watching. I think he was watching my copy of. It was an old Mystery Science episode, and it was a movie he liked. I know what it was. It was the movie. It was the movie for This Island Earth, and he's a big fan of the movie.
Oh yeah.
And he hadn't seen it yet, and he really didn't know what the deal was with the movie. I mean, as far as with the series in and of itself. And I was trying to explain to him that it's not necessarily always about just tearing down somebody's work. It's as much about trying to create some sort of meta commentary around the situation and just building from that. And that it's not always just necessarily about, completely hurting somebody's work. It's about, basically just finding the humor within the work. That's because you can take some humor out of something like Jaws, and just trying to explain that to some people is kind of difficult sometimes. They think it's automatically ripping into something.
Yeah, I think you hit it exactly right, and that's why I try to distill it down to. It's like watching a movie with your funniest friends. They wouldn't be your friends if they were jerks who were,
Yeah.
just saying idiot things. So that's part of it. It's a very open experience, and our intent again is not to, like you say. I mean, you said it well, so I won't go. I won't go any farther.
Thanks. What do you think's the worst thing a movie can do, as far as when you're watching a movie? I mean, as far as what's the worst thing it can do? I guess, like, would it be the acting? Would it be the plot line? What is it when you're watching a movie? What consists of a quote unquote bad movie for you?
Well, yeah, for us, I think boring is bad.
Mm-hmm.
And most movies can avoid that because they've been they're formulaic to a certain extent, and people always ask what's the worst movie ever made, and I think what's implicit in that question is what's the most entertaining worst movie ever made.
Yeah.
Because there are thousands and thousands and thousands of movies we would never consider because they fail to be exciting or thrilling in any way.
Yeah.
And with Plan 9, it's like he made all the wrong choices, but they ended up being entertaining choices. And that could partly be just his enthusiasm and his, I think it was perfectly depicted in Ed Wood, his sort of can-do spirit, and that comes through.